When the pawn shop decided they were going to make a reality television show out of it, it didn't take long for the guys to become celebrities and the shop to become world famous. However, fast forward many years past 2009, just like most long-running TV shows, Pawn Stars is slowly dying out. And in today's video, we're going to talk about reasons why Pawn Stars might stop airing. Let's talk about how the show has no variation whatsoever. The format of the show hasn't changed a single bit after 16 seasons, so most of the long-running viewers are getting really bored. Now, when the show was first released, it was about people bringing in historical items to the store where Rick Harrison and where a customer will explain its historical significance and give the viewers a bit of a history lesson. However, as time progressed, the show became a lot less about the historical significance of the items, but more about bickering and even some drama, as is becoming more and more common for the family members to just fight instead of just focusing on the item. So eventually, all of the episodes would follow the same format. Now, this format is kind of boring. So many of the show's viewers are dropping out, not watching the show anymore. Some of the castmates would get in a lot of trouble, like Corey for instance. He seems like a pretty laid-back person on the show, but there were times when he did get in some heavy trouble. It was only a couple years after he got his fame when after he had too many drinks at a bar, he did some stuff that got him arrested for obstruction and battery. And while he was being taken down, he assaulted both the policeman and the security guard. In addition to this, Big Hoss was so drunk and he couldn't even find his way to the washroom. So believe it or not, he relieved himself on one of the bar stools and threw it across the room. He did later apologize for the incident, so thankfully as a result, it's pretty unlikely that Big Hoss will do anything like this again. Believe it or not, Corey is not the only one, because Chum Lee, who was a lovable fool on the show, was arrested for having 12 firearms, marijuana, and evidence of cocaine use. And as a result of this, he's on probation until 2019. Now, even though he didn't lose his job on the show, he did lose a bunch of fans, and so did the show. The old man from the pawn shop provided us with some of the funniest and most memorable moments on the show. Despite his grumpiness, there's this one moment when he insisted that he was the first one to drive the Shelby Cobra. After that, he lit up a bunch of suspense and said, "Let's crank this bad boy up." He sped off only at 20 miles an hour, or another one-liner where he says instead of using stress balls for your stress, back in his day, he was only using a bottle of Jack to take care of his stress. However, due to some health issues, the 77-year-old started making less appearances on the show, and then he retired completely after going through a stroke. Now, even though he is fully recovered, he's trying to keep his life away from the cameras as much as possible. Apart from the family members and Chum Lee, the experts that come onto the show and review the items are the most important cast members. Now, even though the experts that come in to review the items are supposed to be seen as trustworthy and reliable, turns out that most of these experts are not as trustworthy as they seem. Toy expert Johnny Jimenez was accused of some serious domestic abuse back in 2011. Apparently, someone called 911 and said the toy expert threatened to kill his girlfriend and even left some serious marks on her neck. The toy expert was, of course, imprisoned as a result of this. Now, believe it or not, this guy is not the only shady expert on the show. John Rosenkopf, the autograph authenticator, misidentified Al Pacino's signature in the script of The Godfather. And finally, another authenticator of the show was sued for a massive fraud scheme because he intentionally misidentified and false authenticated and then sold fake sports memorabilia to make money off of it. Now, even though this did happen outside of Pawn Stars, he did use the fame from Pawn Stars to help give his shady business more customers. Now, even though this is only a few of the experts that are featured on the show, it's most likely that even more of the experts that are on the show will be exposed for some more shady business. So that's all we have for today's video, guys. Reasons why Pawn Stars might stop airing. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel for future content just like this.